Why does everyone seem to give different advice about swimming pools? Well, I mean, the reality is that there's not really any congruency of building methods in the world of swimming pools, which is to say that if you were to ask 10 different pool builders in 10 different geographic areas, how do you do this step by step? I mean, it's going to look similar, but their processes are going to be different. The materials that they use, the tolerances and specifications, it's all going to be stuff that they've developed in-house over a period of time. So when you ask somebody about pools, whoever you are getting information based on experience. Almost all of the time, you're getting information that somebody's like, oh, well, I personally do this to my pool and I never have a problem. So maybe you should do that too. And it's generally speaking not good advice. And even professionally speaking, when you ask a pool professional, hey, how do I deal with this problem? They're using their experience portfolio to kind of come up with an answer for you. And I've spent 30 years researching and working on swimming pools, and it's such a deep technical subject. And so much more than you could ever imagine. When you really think about all of the different moving parts involved with the swimming pool, because you've got this like body of water, right? So we got these plumbing pipes attached to it, and then there's steel working and concrete and electrical as well. And then we got to have like a filtration system, and we got to learn some organic chemistry, and like that already is quite a lot going on. Like it's a lot of different trades all meeting together, and they all have to work. It's a technical monster. So the person that you're talking to might not necessarily have the requisite experience or just knowledge from education to be able to give you the proper answer or a more technical or more in-depth answer. That is the reason why most people are giving like different advice every time that you ask somebody else. If you were to ask chemists, generally speaking, they're all going to tell you to approach it the same way. So that's kind of like an interesting thing. Like the more you look at the actual science behind it, there are established ways to do this. And if you it came to me and said like, oh, so there's no like code on how to build a pool. No, there is. These things do exist, but like the guy who's building your pool for a discount in your backyard, maybe he knows about that code, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's up to speed on safety standards, pipe sizing, flow rates, the Virginia Graham Baker Act. Maybe he knows that stuff. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he knows about advanced filtration and hydroxyl radical generators and all kinds of stuff. Maybe he doesn't know a thing about it. And all of these people are still pool professionals. So it's a real spectrum out there. And so I tend to endorse find somebody who gives you good advice, it seems to make sense to you, and then when you do it, it works. Only take advice from that person. When you start sprinkling in, my neighbor Bob said he adds his magic powder and his pool's good, and when I did it, my water turned to fun. Don't listen to your neighbor Bob. Just find somebody with, a little bit more education and experience in the subject. A local pool professional is worth their weight in gold. And I highly recommend that you find somebody locally who can get to know your pool, who knows the area that you live in. That's a relationship worth cultivating. If you found this information helpful, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.